Hello everyone. Welcome to my YNR 24 spoilers. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Phyllis's careless action backfires, and Kane's deal with Lily arrives too late. According to teasers on The Young and the Restless, Kane Ashby made progress at last. The brief talk and drink Lily Winters consented to have with him at Society yielded encouraging results. After his father, Colin Atkinson, gave him a fortune and the castle in the south of France, Kane explained to Lily what drove him to pursue the Aristotle Dumas identity and the wealth he amassed. However, it might have been too late for Kane to grant Lily's request for his weapons of artificial intelligence. In parallel sequences, viewers were aware that Michelle Stafford's character, Phyllis Summers, was driving a devilish car towards stealing Kane's AI tool. Phyllis Summers adds herself to the storyline. Kane struggles with hiring. Carter, his manservant, killed 2 characters before turning out to be a murderer. The head of Arabesque was particularly interested in working with Phyllis and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson. Kane agreed to designate Jill Abbott as a wild card. However, in his opinion, Billy and Phyllis meet that need. Phyllis was pushed off, or seemed to be, and Billy was sacked. A long-standing animosity with Christine Blair served as the catalyst for Phyllis to turn to the one aspect of her life that she believes she can control. However, her ability to hack computers could cause serious problems for a lot of people, including herself. Lily Winters desires peace in the family. Unbeknownst to him, Kane's ex-wife is attempting to help him mend fences with their kids. It's a good idea to ask for the AI tool so she can kill it. Additionally, it's a solid beginning step, which Kane and the audience interpreted as suggesting that a personal reconciliation would be possible. Naturally, there are still many episodes left before Lily would think about letting Kane back into her heart. But when he instructed her to think about her desire being fulfilled, everything started to make sense. Kane was unaware that Phyllis was frantically planning to steal his AI software and then carry out his scheme to seize control of the historic businesses in Genoa City, Wisconsin. Kane said that he had never been interested in Winters Incorporated, but Phyllis is now just concerned with protecting herself. The fall guy is Kane Ashby. If Phyllis can use his AI program to attack the financial infrastructures of Chancellor Jabot, Newman Enterprises, and other companies, everyone would think Kane is lying. Kane's main suspect will have to be Phyllis, and Billy might be at the top of that list given his promise of retribution. Therefore, it will be Kane's responsibility to establish his innocence. Kane will be held accountable if Phyllis goes awry and causes chaos for GC's companies. Lily's reaction will be harsh and all will appear lost, even though he will most likely clear his name in time. Phyllis will chuckle for a long time, but as fall progresses, it will be interesting seeing Kane halt her and come up with a fitting punishment. Digging for dirt, caught off guard, and coming in hot. According to Thursday, October 23rd spoilers for The Young and the Restless, there will be some huge bombshells in Genoa City and Los Angeles. One character digs for dirt, another is caught off guard, and someone enters hot. What can we expect from Thursday's performance? It's time to find out. Nick Newman and Sienna Bacall first meet. According to Thursday, October 23rd teasers for The Young and the Restless, Nick Newman may be a hottie when he first meets Sienna Bacall. When Sienna found out about Noah Newman's injury, she immediately hung up on Nick, which annoyed him. Nick answered Noah's phone when it rang while he was holding it, but his chat with Sienna just made the anxious father extremely wary of his son's new friend. Will these two, however, find a connection when they first meet? Read this. Spoilers for The Young and the Restless. Victoria's startling LA discovery and Claire's unsettling turn. Kane Ashby is taken by surprise, and it will be Phyllis Summers who will surprise Kane Ashby over in GC. Will she provide him some good suggestions for his AI program? She was given the responsibility, and given Red's notoriously evil designs, Kane would be surprised that she can contribute positively to the initiative. Digging for dirt. Kyle Abbott. According to Thursday's spoilers on The Young and the Restless, Kyle Abbott will investigate Holden Novak back in Los Angeles. Kyle may believe that putting Holden under the bus is the only way to win Claire Newman back because she is so enamored with her new friend. It won't be difficult to uncover information on Holden because he has a history of dubious activities. Having said that, will Kyle's proposal to Claire cause her to reconsider maintaining her friendship with Holden? This plan can backfire on Kyle, making Claire move farther away. Phyllis's careless action backfires. Kane's resolution with Lily arrives too late. Kane Ashby's most recent attempt at atonement finds itself perilously colliding with Phyllis Summers' relentless quest for power in the stormy world of Genoa City, where ambition, dishonesty, and second chances create a complex web of emotional turmoil. This most recent arc on the young and the restless demonstrates that timing and trust are still two of the game's most dangerous resources as it continues to weave a complex story of redemption, retaliation, and destruction. Redemption's slow burn. One of the most emotionally complex changes in soap opera has been Kane Ashby's development. His past wrongdoings, which were originally characterized by dishonesty, permanently damaged everyone in his vicinity, especially his once and twice over wife, Lily Winters. Even though their love was tender and fierce, Kane's decisions frequently caused it to fall apart. Every mistake he made, whether it was his deceit, his involvement with the Atkinson family, or his incapacity to maintain transparency, damaged the confidence Lily had worked so hard to build. Kane and Lily's recent talk at society was more a glimpse of the guy he could be than the one he has been. Their fleeting sip was more than just a social custom. It was a turning point where the glimmer of hope and the agony of the past collided. Kane made the vulnerable and desperate choice to reveal his reasons for taking on the character of Aristotle Dumas. Even though he inherited his father's wealth and the lavish chateau in the south of France, it simply made him feel more alone on an emotional level. Kane eventually confirmed what Lily and the viewer had long suspected, that his desire was never about money, but rather validation, by acknowledging that the AI empire he created was a misguided attempt to prove himself worthy. Yet, terrible irony is the lifeblood of the young and the restless. Even though Kane had taken a positive step by complying with Lily's request to give up the AI weapon, fate, or more accurately, Phyllis Summers, had already laid the groundwork for his downfall. Phyllis Summers adds herself to the storyline. Phyllis Summers has consistently personified the euphoric fusion of genius and self-destruction. Her ability to create an empire in one episode and destroy it in the next, frequently while caught in the flames, makes her the ideal character. Her encroachment on Kane's AI plot is thrilling and predictable. Phyllis has a lengthy history of putting herself in dangerous circumstances for the rush of control and power rather than out of charity. Chaos is a weapon in her universe, not a result. Kane was especially exposed when his close circle fell apart. Carter, his right-hand man, killed 2 people before killing himself, demonstrating his dangerousness and unhappiness. Kane lost his operational confidence as a result of this treachery, leaving him vulnerable. At first, the leader of Arabesque, the shadowy group Kane spoke with, wanted to collaborate with Phyllis and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson. In Genoa City, combining ambition and volatility rarely works out well. Thus, that choice represented both foresight and foolishness. Kane's first error was his readiness to call Jill Abbott Jess Walton, a wild card, while underestimating Phyllis. Despite her unpredictable nature, Jill has a heart that is connected to her family and lineage. But Phyllis just responds to her whims and personal grudges. Her long-standing hatred for Christine Blair still permeates everything she does, making her seek control wherever she has previously lost it. Phyllis views technological dominance through Kane's AI tool as her final line of defense while her personal life falls apart. Her ability to hack, which has long been a part of YNR legend, is both a strength and a weakness. Phyllis is effectively aiming for a digital crown by chasing Kane's technology. It could give her power in Genoa City's commercial world, but at an unknowable cost. The true threat, though, is not what Phyllis might accomplish, but rather what she is prepared to sacrifice in order to get there. Lily Winter's peace proposal. The moral compass of this plot, Lily Winters, functions with the calm strength that has always been a part of her. Lily sees the AI weapon as a symbolic poison, a remnant of their common history that taints any possibility of recovery, while Cain sees it as a burden he must give up. Her request to destroy it is an act of symbolic cleansing as much as a calculated maneuver. Lily still has the scars of their broken marriage deep within of her. Emotional scars remain from the deaths, deceptions, and betrayals that marred their relationship. However, beneath her realistic exterior is a glimmer of hope, a hush that perhaps, just possibly, Cain's regret is sincere. In addition to protecting their kids, she was also trying to see if Cain could finally put integrity above ego when she requested for the AI tool. Cain made a huge decision to cooperate. He was attempting to gain Lily's respect at the time, not to win her back. For the first time in years, his words and deeds matched. His timing, however, was terribly off. When he made the honorable decision to cede authority, Phyllis took action to take it away. One of the show's most recurring themes, that salvation and disaster frequently occur at the same time, is highlighted by the harsh symmetry of these two incidents. The fall guy is Cain Ashby. The financial ecosystem of Genoa City is likely to be destroyed as a result of Phyllis's theft of Cain's AI software. The consequences will be disastrous if she is able to use the technology as a weapon against firms like Jabot, Chancellor Winters, and Newman Enterprises. Ironically, Cain, who made an effort to make amends, would be presented as the main culprit behind the mayhem. Cain will be the source of every digital breadcrumb, thanks to Phyllis's shrewdness. No one will trust his claims of innocence, given his troubled past and the latest revelation of his affiliation with dubious organizations. The weight of circumstantial evidence will cause Lily's confidence, which has just been restored, to crumble. Billy, who has a wildly fluctuating moral compass, will probably join the chorus of accusations. Cain's predicament is tragic because it is poetically symmetrical. After years of lying to people, no one will believe him when he speaks the truth. This reversal strengthens his position as Genoa City's most recent scapegoat while simultaneously advancing his character journey. Meanwhile, Phyllis will celebrate her triumph. She will feel invincible for a while, her brilliance validated, her adversaries devalued. However, The Young and the Restless follows a clear narrative pattern. Each of Phyllis's victories serves as a prelude to her demise. She will fall hard because of her carelessness and her incapacity to consider the human cost of her actions. The intersection of morality and ambition. The moral ambiguity that permeates each character's decisions is what gives this plot its resonance. Although it is motivated by self-interest, Cain's desire to rehabilitate himself is sincere. Lily's forgiveness is admirable, but it is tempered by suffering. Although Phyllis is clearly brilliant, her motivations are tainted by obsession. The AI weapon itself becomes a symbol of contemporary power, the delusion that authority can be purchased, stolen, or coded. Although emotional deceit has always been a popular theme in soap operas, this storyline goes beyond melodrama by examining how technology affects interpersonal relationships. Cain's AI project, which was intended to be a tool for supremacy, is a reflection of his own life, which was wonderfully planned but disastrously mishandled. Phyllis's attempt to appropriate it symbolizes her long-standing battle with authority. Furthermore, Lily's determination to destroy it is a reflection of her wish to bring equilibrium back to a world that has been out of control for a long time. Viewers are captivated by the main topic as the plot develops. Is it possible for there to be redemption in a world when everyone's motivations are compromised? Coming up hot, the shakeup on Thursday. This tumultuous story will be expanded over 2 cities, Genoa City and Los Angeles. In the Thursday, October 23rd episode, which will combine corporate intrigue with emotional passion. Nick Newman, Sienna Bacall, and Kyle Abbott are caught up in situations that reflect the same patterns of duplicity and desire as Kane and Phyllis fight their technical war in GC. Nick Newman and Sienna Bacall first meet. Sienna Bacall is introduced to Nick in a stressful situation. Nick's suspicions are heightened by Sienna's sudden phone call, and his son, Noah Newman, has been involved in an accident. The attraction between them is there when he finally meets her, but so is the mistrust. This dynamic contributes to Nick's ongoing battle with limits, especially in relation to his kids' relationships. Conversely, Sienna is mysterious, a lady whose intentions are still unclear. She might have a passionate, opportunistic, or even sinister relationship with Noah. Their encounter will probably stir both narrative skepticism and emotional sparks, in typical Y&R manner. The dilemma is whether Nick's protective nature will help him find the truth or force him into yet another uncontrollable emotional trap. Kane Ashby is taken by surprise. Kane's world keeps collapsing back in Genoa City. He will be taken aback by Phyllis's unexpected arrival, and her good ideas for the AI program will probably conceal her true motivations. It could look like an olive branch to Kane or even an opportunity to make amends by working with others. Viewers, however, perceive it as a ticking time bomb. Every one of Phyllis's plots starts out charmingly and ends badly. Kane's undervaluation of her throughout their relationship is shown in his incredulity that she might create something constructive from his creation. Although she is volatile, he does not consider her to be as dangerous as she actually is. He could lose everything because of this error in judgment, digging for dirt Kyle Abbott. In the meantime, Kane's moral decline is paralleled in Los Angeles by Kyle Abbott's plot. Kyle makes the desperate decision to look into Holden Novak's background in an attempt to gain leverage in order to get Claire Newman back. His choice to manipulate rather than to communicate is representative of the Abbott family's persistent weakness, which is their conviction that deceit may win love and that knowledge equals power. Kyle is unaware that this strategy is probably going to backfire. Similar to how Kane's attempt to dictate his story ended in disaster, Kyle's interference might make Claire even less friendly. He perpetuates the identical behavior that caused their relationship to dissolve in the first place by pursuing dirt rather than trust. Holden's dubious background might come to light, but Kyle's reputation might suffer as a result. Similarities and trends, the thematic internet. The recurrent theme of control versus chaos is what ties these apparently disparate narratives together. All of the characters, Kane, Phyllis, Nick, and Kyle, think they can change things, but they eventually discover that power is ephemeral and truth is unchangeable. Kane tries to gain control by being honest, but Phyllis's dishonesty defeats him. Phyllis uses technology to gain power, but she is unaware of the ethical ramifications. Nick may undermine his son's independence in an attempt to maintain control over his safety. Kyle uses deception to gain control, but he runs the risk of doing the same mistakes his father did. Thematically, these arcs are mirror images of each other, various facets of the same ethical conundrum. These character analogies are used by the young and the restless to make a statement about the human condition in general. No matter how sophisticated our instruments or how cunning our plans are, emotional reality always manages to come to the surface. The path ahead, implications and premonition. A series of repercussions is anticipated in the upcoming weeks. As Kane's AI weapon wreaks havoc on Genoa City's financial systems, his reputation will be destroyed. At first, Phyllis will enjoy her victory, but her conceit will draw attention. Torn between the man she dreamed Kane would become and the devastation that surrounds him, Lily will struggle with betrayal once more. In the meantime, Kyle's behavior in LA will probably set off a series of events that converge with the Newman story. One may envision a pivotal scene in which Kane, falsely implicated, has to face Lily and Phyllis. His decisions from the past and now will clash in that encounter. One thing will stay true, regardless of whether he saves himself or gives up everything to stop Phyllis. Forgiveness always comes with a cost, and redemption in Genoa City is never pure. Conclusion: the illusion of control and the price of power. This plot is fundamentally about more than just retaliation, corporate empires, or AI weapons. It's an investigation on human weakness. Lily's longing for peace, Cain's need for approval, Phyllis's addiction to control, and the perpetual entanglements all revolve around the same idea. When power is misused, it can lead to disaster. Even if Cain's arrangement with Lily was delayed, lateness is frequently the point in the world of the young and the restless. Stories that reflect the intricacy of real life, where even the best intentions can be ruined by a single careless decision, are woven together by timing, fate, and consequence. One thing is certain: as autumn approaches in Genoa City and Los Angeles, the consequences of Cain and Phyllis's entwined fates will reshape alliances, erode trust, and serve as a reminder to viewers that everything in this world has a price, and that sometimes the biggest betrayals are the ones we inflict on ourselves.